Hello. Um, we have a family pet. It's a dog. It's a mix of an Australian Shepherd and Boxer. And his name is Talon. And I'll show you a picture of him in just a second. But the other day, I was walking through our kitchen, and he kind of walked and froze right in front of me, with his nose down, but his eyes looking straight at me. And it made me wonder, I wonder what Talon is thinking. Or I wonder what he would tell me if he could. Have you ever had that thought? How many of you have pets? Maybe a pet dog or a pet bird or a cat. And if you don't have a pet now, have you ever had a pet? And have they ever given you that look and it made you wonder, if they could talk, what would they tell me? Would they express gratitude toward you being their master and owner? Would they complain to you for not letting him or her lay on the furniture or eat human food, or leaving them all by themselves every time you left the house? Would they warn you of bad or harmful situations that are near? Would they tell you what scares them? Or they understand when they've done something wrong or they've done something good? Have you ever stopped and looked at your pet and thought, they already tell me these things? So I want to tell you a few stories about our dog Talon and how he communicates to us. So the first question I said, would they show gratitude toward you being their owner or master? I think that our pets show gratitude because they come up and they lick you, or they cuddle up to you. Do you have dogs or a cat that are your lap pets that they just want to cuddle and lay on you? Our dog is pretty big, and even though he's not considered a lap dog, he sure acts like a lap dog. He just wants to cuddle up, and he leans on you, or he'll lay right on top of you. You'll kind of laugh once you see a picture of him. So our dog always does that. He always wants to kind of be close to you. Complains. Our dog definitely complains to us. So when we added an addition to our family, added our baby boy Simeon, our Talon did not like that, because as Simeon grew, Simeon wanted to play and be on top of Talon, and Talon growled, and he, snipped at Simeon a few times. Or he would be with us one moment, and the next he would be running to another room to hide and to have his alone time and be by himself, because he was annoyed by Simeon. There are times where we let him lay on our furniture, but there's some rooms or some things that I'd prefer him not doing. And so I'm sure that every time that he's comfortable and he's, relaxed on the furniture that he's not allowed, and we tell him get off, he listens, but I'm sure he does not like it. Because who likes to be interrupted by a nice, relaxed, sleep or slumber? Our dog, every time we leave, follows us to the door. And he whimpers when we leave and he's left. Or when we come home, he's right there to greet us. He jumps, he barks in excitement. So he's letting us know that he wanted to be with us, and he doesn't like to be left alone. Every time that the doorbell rings, or even if there's a car or neighbors that are walking by, he barks, because he's letting them as well as us, his owners, know, hey, someone is near our house that I'm not sure is allowed. So he's guarding us, he's protecting us in that way. I remember a time that I was in trouble, and he came right by my side and stayed by my side the entire time. Or I love how dogs are so intuitive to our human feelings and when we feel something. So every time that I felt sad, or I was mad, or those whatever emotions that I was having or that my family was having at the time heightened, he was immediately right there by that person who was being affected by it, and just cuddle up and just wanted to reassure us, hey, I'm here, and I know that something's wrong, and you're going through a tough time. Our dog, and every time that we are cooking, he is right there in the kitchen just sniffing. You can just tell that he is smelling something good and he wants a taste. And now that Simeon is old enough and is at his height level, there's times where he tries to snatch food out of Simeon's hands. And although we do give him a little, snips of the last bit of our food, or a little taste of our food, we typically don't offer him human food, but he definitely lets us know that he wants something, and he, by the heightened sniffing of his nose, are coming right up to us when we have food that's in near reach. We know and we can understand when our pets, what they're feeling. How many of you know when your pet is sad, or when they're happy, or when they're scared, or when they are they know that they've done something wrong? Do you know that they understand that? It's interesting. When our dog does something wrong, we have a spray bottle that kind of gives them that warning, like that's a no-no. And a lot of times we find them hiding kind of in a corner of another room that we were in, laying down with his head down, and he looks up, letting us know, like, I know I did something wrong. So our pets have very similar emotions, and they go through and they communicate to us in very similar ways. So my question to you is, do you treat or consider your pet like a member of the family? Do you allow them to lay on the furniture, sleep in your bed, come and go out of the house as they please? Do you feed them human food sometimes? Do you let them, cuddle up to you? Just like us, our pets need to be taught what's right and wrong. Just like we needed to be taught, and when as parents we teach our children at a very young age, and we give them consequences, right? We give we give rewards and we give consequences to our pets. When they do something good, we give them a treat. When they do something bad, we give them something they don't like very much, like that spray bottle. Our pets need contact. They need affection. They need to know that we love them, as well as they show us that they love us by being lap dogs, or cuddling up to us, or purring at us if you have a cat. They need positive affirmation, right? They hide when they're scared. They run to their master, jump in excitement when they see them. They're curious and friendly. And they let you know when strangers are near. So they are our bodyguards because they want to keep their masters or their owners safe. So just like us, they communicate verbally and non-verbally how they feel. So next time, if you have a pet, I want you to observe how they talk to you. If you have a dog, do their barks or do they whimper in a certain way to let you know that they need to go outside or they want to go outside? I know my dog does. Do they bring you a toy to tell you, hey, I want to play with me, just like a child would, or just like anyone would? Do they wag their tail? Do they, purr? Do they lick you to show that they're happy? Do they growl, show their teeth, or hiss when they're upset, or they don't like whatever you're doing? So I have kids, and our kids will, hug our dog, which is a great way of showing affirmation and love. But sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming to our dog, and our dog will growl, or if they touch his paws, which he doesn't like, he'll growl. So he'll let us and our kids know, hey, I don't like that. It's not comfortable for me, Or if he hears a loud noise that he doesn't like, he'll let us know by running away or growling at it, thinking that it's danger, like the vacuum, or when we open up a trash bag. When they're sad, they might whimper, or they might hide, and they might just look at you with those puppy eyes. Like I said, they cuddle up and let you know that they're there and that they understand something is going on. When I was pregnant, I have a picture of Talon laying his head on my belly, because he was telling me, I know that something is happening over here. Something's different about you. So next time, I want you to think about how you consider your pets. Are they just animals? Do you take care of, or are they a member of your family? If they could talk and tell you something, what would they tell you? They are communicating, they are talking to you. We just have to figure out what it is. Just like everyone else, we all are trying to figure out what someone else is telling us by their body language, by their tone, by the way that they say something. And just like humans, our pets are doing the same thing. We just have to figure it out. We have just a little quick comical thing. We have this hanging in our house. It's dog rules. So there's 10 of them. And the first one says, the dog is not allowed in the house. Well, that rule's not being followed because he lives in the house. Rule number 2. Okay, the dog is allowed in the house, but only in certain rooms. Rule 3. The dog is allowed in certain rooms, but has to stay off the furniture. Try that, but sometimes doesn't happen. Rule 4. The dog can only get on the old furniture. Fine, the dog is allowed on all the furniture, but is not allowed to sleep in the beds with the humans. I thought that when I got married and inherited a dog, that would not happen. But unfortunately, sometimes he ends up sleeping with us. Rule 6. Okay, the dog is allowed on the bed, but only by invitation. 7. The dog can sleep on the bed whenever he wants, but not under the covers. Rule 8. The dog can sleep under the covers by invitation only. 9. The dog can sleep under the covers every night. And Rule 10. Can you guess what Rule 10 is? Humans must ask permission to sleep under the covers with the dog. So sometimes we think we're in control, but in reality, I think they, give you those puppy dog eyes and they give you that affection that you just give in. So I hope you're enjoying your pets if you have them. And if you don't, take the time to reminisce about the pets that you did have growing up and how much affection and love they gave you and how much you gave them.